scored 3 goals, conceded. Christopher Enning. Samatics. Womusu coach. Nidi Womu. 4 matches, 3 wins, 1 draw, 0 losses, 6 goals scored, 2 goals conceded. Abdul Henan Abu, Young Apostles, head coach. 3 matches, 2 wins, 1 draw. Walusu game, their goal scored 4, and we conceded 1. And a Chioba, Aristica, and Diana Stars, Womum, the head coach. 4 matches, 3 wins, 0 draw, 1 loss, 5 goals scored, 2 goals conceded. 84 coaches see, and I bay bako, Eden Nasco Award no, Edem Amano, Ibrahim Tanko Christophenin, Abdul Henan Abu, and Afe Chioba, Aristica, Uko Player of the Month, October. Say, and I also nomination that year, Emmanuel Ma for Bob, Edema Adriana Stars, about 4 games, so she 2 goals, no assist, or JMVP Bako, Manuel Ousu, about the Mami Diama Sporting Club, about 3 matches, 1 goal, 2 assists, and on your MVP Bako, Samuel Atakumi, about 6 matches, 4 goals, 1 assist, and on your MVP Nimianum, and Emmanuel Ano, and some about 4 matches, or share 4 goals, no assist, and after MVP no, watch it back on my way, so a player of the month, nominees, no, and one sem, and on goalkeeper of the month, October, Diano, a young apostle, some goalkeeper, Masaud, Zuka, 3 matches, 2 clean sheets, 1 goal conceded, and so our hope, Lawrence say, Heart of Lions, woman some a goalkeeper, 4 matches, 3 clean sheets, 3 goals conceded, our hope, and a Zachary Musa, Edema Samatex, 1996. 4 matches, 2 clean sheets, 2 goals conceded. Way said the nomination answer here for coach, player, and goalkeeper of the month. Yet there are some that the amount to my DNA Swafe. Yabekona Yakodin Komokakra, our Ghana Premier League in Invesa. Yes, na engineer, Kwabna Jaya Japan, or ya flag bearers, parrot, Edema New Patriotic Party, no. Now we didn't come over brain. At the African Premier League, you know. Now we can now continue some on our face. And you tell some random. And so Eddie Tuta, Edifa the Ghana Premier League, you know. And now engineer Kwabna at Japan. And now again, Tuta said Ghana Premier League, you know. Nyamianum Ukrainian, bad as I said, you who know. Now the team and it's a marketing of the league. And now a poor. And so, Ghana Hanum now on the head games in Ibi, Wako Centers, where we Remua, what matches now, Ebono, we have quality, our Ghana Premier League.
2-1, Baba, to say,
Boss, I'm Yadum.
DBI fine.
DBI fine.
Champions League week 4.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then how?
I'm favorite teams, Nibi.
Favorite teams. Why not my favorite?
Oh, send Barcelona. Yeah, I'm favorite Barcelona.
Oh dear,
meaning the entire club bridge 4th goal. Be seen me between 1 and 2.
Well, so in Belgium, Club Brugge and Barcelona delivered a thrilling 6-goal spectacle, and it finished 3-3. No matter what you think, it ended 3-3, and Barcelona picking points. Bono, how the table looks like. I say Barcelona on way. More points. Barcelona points. No.
Boss first 18.
There be first 18. But then we be ambassador.
Barcelona also 11.
11. Now Madrid also saying.
Knockout round playoff. Madrid also 7th with 9 points.
And
Barcelona
so they are halfway through.
7 points.
So. So almost about 4 matches, 8 matches.
8 matches.
I'm about 4. Jack will be out 4-4.
4-4.
So I think that's on it. I could be out 4-4. I can't 4. I can't Madrid matches. About him. You have an idea?
Yes, I require away the next game. Mini full fixtures now.
Okay, minimum Arsenal will play Bayern Munich next game. Then Arsenal will play Club Brugge. Arsenal will play Inter Milan, and then Kimati as a one for no.
Karat Amati.
Karaba and go for no. So those are the 4 games. And TMCBA if they get 6,
money buying the war.
Next game. Okay. Next game. I think.
Oh, see they say team be intimation.
They were buying mum na team be intimation. As they say Liverpool are channel.
Say the team no.
Liverpool are channel. Bayern mum no lose the game throughout.
8 matches.
Bayern could 15, 16 matches.
Conceding.
15, 16.
And that's conceding.
And that's why winning 4. And a City I win 3, I draw 1. PSG I win 3. Newcastle I win 3. Real Madrid I win 3. Liverpool I win 3. Galatasaray I win 3. Tottenham Hotspur some I win 2. Normal draw 2. Tottenham Hotspur no Tottenham 8 points, so 2 wins and 2 draw in games. Barcelona they've lost 1. They've won 2 and drawn 1. Now bad Sporting, now bad Dortmund.
November 26 November.
Arsenal
Olympiacos na Madrid rebel. Na 10th December Madrid ni City abo. Na January 2026 20th Madrid ni Monaco. Ni away with Benfica away 28 January.
Benfica they say SB.
Oh, be a shame.
SB.
So the next 5 games against Olympiacos, against City,
Monaco. Akwara before or more drawback. Okay, so
I think the
Thierry Henry said Barca can win the Champions League like this. She said Pep Guardiola said I'm so excited and happy to leave what I'm going to prepare for the game on Sunday. I'm looking forward to desperately playing the Sunday game against Liverpool and we'll see what happens. So Liverpool plays City.
Yes.
That's very, very interesting. Umber boy, one okay, so I'll say, let me hear. I'm going to prepare for the game on Sunday. I'm looking forward to desperately preparing on Sunday against Liverpool. And we'll see what happens. I think it should be tired. Marco Van Basten says the Club Brugge have been robbed. The 4-3 should have stood. He doesn't make a foul on Cessny. He doesn't even touch him. It's Cessny himself who made it look like a foul, but it wasn't a foul. Marco Van Basten, he's a legend of the game. Arsenal finally strikes a verbal agreement with Bukayo Starboy Saka. Okay, his contract will be extended and Bukayo will take home £12.5 million every year, something around £235,000 a week for the young man. Corinthians say Memphis Depay own 2 free suits them no and get a cheaper apartment. Jason Wilcox is the director of football at Manchester United. Also, you've just got to continue to build the spirit, continue to build on Ruben's idea. Ruben has got a very clear idea. It's a lot more flexible, the idea, than what people give it credit for. So, Manchester phoning from the director of football, and everybody is in support of Ruben. Okay,
I'm say Hans Flicker can be more.
What's he saying?
He's not going to change his style.
Okay. Now back home, Kwesiadana Kotoko ne Hearts ne Kotokobo, and Kwame Opariado has expressed this deep concern over the poor attendance at the stadium. Or say they also be but the game, they are doing everything possible to improve the game, yet turnout remains low. Opari said the true growth of the club can only happen when supporters fully back their teams. So they also be Opari further noted that when tickets for Black Stars game were sold for as high as 1,000, many complained, yet the tickets still sold out. A clear indication that Ghanaians are capable of supporting local football if they truly value it. Okay, to the price and a bem. Zito Bibian's sign Kotoko's ambition is to win the league. Okay, and then Kwabine Japan, MPP flag bearer aspirant and our friend, former Asante Kotoko club rep, has shared his thoughts on the state of the Premier League. Or say, quality seem to have improved, yet the biggest challenge is marketing, how the game is being marketed. According to him, the standard of the league isn't that bad, but poor packaging, limited media visibility, and a lack of strategic promotion continue to affect his overall appeal. Okay. Became so anya a back to Batan Kobinamisa, and he's excited to be back to the club. But when your headlines for the day, Kanji and Ajik drinking water.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a Accra rep for a very long time.
Second to
Very, very long time. He was a Accra rep. And on several Kotoko in various capacities. So it's 9:49. We are entering 9:50. Baba is at the sports lawyer. I would meet Dunum. Eddie ran some woman on him. Only say as a man can emphasize.
So I Kotoko. Anybody that support Kotoko.
And Jimbato young boy.
80 and pay. Yeah, more special good morning, BM. Na yamwa kwaba marasan so se anopai konko funkroso en semwa edi adencheche bumfumpa e onko funkroso no yare honsem ato anim edoson na de disefata sawte no kitikiti mampoli bi ena akansuo yanom kebo no pa anopai atueboase a confirm munu nyina amount on the drawings of Bosaba electric cars on the dear Tibia. You didn't call phone cross on some amount and then pay. Yabasa here if UEFA Champions League. Eric Garcia, and your good news for FC Barcelona and Women Club Brugge about 3-3. Get no banner, yeah. Nice, Kokota S Renum, not confirming set Nehene Abu Edi Agum, and see Enra Barca Kokoko do airport. Not to say face mask Eshe Eric Garcia and them test outdoor ebetim atwaso na Romeo Vermat onum and a dear sembaya and my club brute say almost referee Robbie Omunra and a referee sisi omo sesne kwa kotwe and Romeo Vermat or Jibon free nsem na memao videos bia rolling pictures and my home and yere two screens so the rolling pictures say ne ho kanwa na say shasini on a Vermont no abusuam ne ho anka player no ningina mo no yere video no atoso wan sankasa obetimi atwebi na fe what dream hands flick on the offside trap and on say intensity no anye da bia ene bia mo pesa amo setene mum yana intensity no etimi eka ho ba bia game no eko yana editame de wose uye in the game ono de onim ni set the defense no I was say omo defend ye nye se bia one player pe ena afi defense wonti eno one no bibia timi asay officer enra wasn't their day and central for busare say Vermont go na or say na referee Vania Dadesa wakaka goalkeeper session and on say game na womubawie on pesa abeka ho asem Lamin Yama. I feel so sorry we weren't able to achieve the win today. I say sorry sir Enra FC Barcelona and to be unfa win omodie nanka amani suadunum and say Enra our bedroom and kurumje ebetimi aba Frankie de Jong. I say I was Barca team nanka sankasa womure feel last season dia was womuye and I was so much too much they be ania compare I and Barcelona last season yeah there and Barca there last year ni ntakore gamer ya bo sane mana womu compare no womu fan too much inti video na nie ono ane de no ko player no eye nwa se boy referee say nye go o de wa happy and I report TV to look at this and enti o hwe player na dia na chese ono anie incident ni nie a goalkeeper session po and the nine a couple striker and on some and on a club put the fans in to drum almost say mafia ningina I Barca and UEFA mafia this is a goal mafia this is a goal and yanra and numa na club put the fans to I was saying mafia club brute mafia Barcelona and UEFA mafia and and numa na enra FC Barcelona fans no L2 yetebi Emma wo na Marco van Basten no say Club Brugge enra referee si omom I say enra referee no wasisi Club Brugge adan a osi ono de ofisa na osenka go no etimi atwatena go no twatena wie no na I was say referee ne je no ofisa omasisi Club Brugge bobokorom ene Marco van Basten ne nsema odi etudwam na bon obusa say mafia Ghana mafia na omu krom de omu de to nyom wo bedjom ne translate di aba what you say nti omu say mafia UEFA Barcelona mafia omu de no na Barcelona coach Hans Flick I say media kwan faso bo me bo no DNA of Mr. no Mensano yentie Hans Flick after the game.
So today, Champions League and how you defend. Bruce makes it very good. They defend well, but also, you know, in the midfield, we have not the pressure on the ball. We don't win the duels in the midfield, so it's not easy for the last line, for our last line to defend these fast players. It was very easy with one contact, and so we have to work on that. We have to analyze everything, and we will speak with the players. And of course, on Sunday we have the next chance to make it much better. I think when you see the first goal last season, for me, 100% 2 meters offside or 1 meter offside, clear offside. This we struggle a little bit. We have not the confidence, and of course we can speak about to change everything. But I'm not a coach to change this, because we want to play like our DNA is, and we don't want to defend in a low block and then make maybe some transition to win 1-0. No, 3-3 is not the best result.
Now, Thierry Henry, a legend of the game, I say Barcelona amubona fino. Dabi yaka teams are on metimati UEFA Champions League afia. Miamfa FC Barcelona and Kahon Thierry Henry. Enti nene samno o chemsa sa amore Champions League ye about day Pep Guardiola or say I excited with the choir the man terom e fa so e bo gamer enra amone Dortmund eti egbe ni no game no na ni soy de ne boys ne ye no asura ni say I'm to win that to my team I'm go prepare ye ahead of Sunday gamer amone live up be bom e Etihad Stadium. Erling Haaland abusuam now the night on the all-time UEFA Champions League top scorers list on 54 goals na onimsa oya 3 goals away from sir obesan Van Nistelrooy ewo 56 and Haaland 54 enti asha 3 goals was sign ho our 4 goals away sir obesan Thomas Muller ewo 57 enti 4 goals Erling Haaland sha was sign ho our 17 away from Raul Diano no breaking the top time na 71 and a Raul ewo it was just 17 goals na so no so etime aben orana ye de hunsam to an Phil Foden and Pep Guardiola share was send message out there at the amobia say this is the rare Phil Foden ye nimno and Phil Foden is back. A good news Emma Thomas Tuchel are prepared so oberum ewo 2026 FIFA World Cup nafi amokoko trophy no I see the season is back and he's a special player and he a Pep on Phil Foden. I say he's back and a special player.
Well, we were knocked out in the first 10 minutes when we didn't know where we were. Well, we're going to see the goal again in the first 5 minutes, but especially because they put 6 players up front against 4, and they put a lot of quick players there, and after when Rowan came in, we controlled that moment. There was a danger with 3-1 and then 12 minutes to play, and you know, I was in Germany, never give up the teams, and Nico wisely put more players there, put Adeyemi inside, and a lot of switch of plays. With 4 we could not control it. But apart of that, the moment after 10 minutes, we take a long possession, and 1 or 2
Guimaraes anoye player Emma Newcastle United ose nanya jese enra enkunim jenom etime ebaye Emma womo ose enra kra oko game nom against Athletic Club Bilbao onim sembe confirm ye se oyare ose enokre na oyare na oja game nom na se bibi tweno nanya sam ketwa na mom na club no any badge no he wanted to fight for the club and then the bat enti enra obo game no be Benfica Omalusu every game in the Champions League so far. I'm gonna Ajax, and I want bottom of the table. Into Ajax and Benfica. Nieman Koye and Fama 2 teams nom Enzo Maresca on rotation. And also intention and say a tubabia. I'll say arrested some players. Season wa and tinye de biana players bako obejamo about game to dubabia. I'll say arrested players like a car into the dubabi. Now or the Enzo Fernandez at the bench of Moises Casedo. Malo Gusto Numina, Omunya rest and ra. Ningam answer with 3 days bia usi a kind of day. I was rotation. On you happy with a first half performance. Kwaya Amufa so a consider mistakes from the defense. Not the goal. Etimi Abam, Ombe Jumam, not rest James Sam. Amuya disappointed. Amudie Nanka Amani Swadun and ra. Win Abam Amateur and ra. Amane quarterback Eddie Albani. Now area 2-2 amada chopa and my fans no the oka at Chelsea Fonias qualification Chelsea and Abeka Enzo Maresca and Alejandro Garnacho Ekasaye after say on 2-2 with quarterback.
Oh yeah, it's a shame, especially because I think the big difference today was inside the box. We conceded a silly goal, and in their box we had many chances, many moments that we could have, score some goals.
Obviously we want to win every single game, but with the way Karabakh played, is it a case of they have also make sure you don't lose the game?
No, yeah, absolutely. We said many times when you are not able to win, it's important that you don't lose. Karabakh is a team in any case that they beat Benfica, they won another game, they were winning away against Bilbao, so it's a difficult game, especially here, but yeah.
Na enwa Jatane kanu biem Jatano awusono ho amena mebano Osimhen eno wusono biem Victor James Osimhen akwaro timi se no wonder say opeba pa wo die ba no etini ho den eno twi fires defenders no so brutal na wo die mame the hat-trick emra maso wo poor game no players sitting in our train Osimhen emperinfo ombo Galatasaray Sport Club nyina training so TV na Osimhen ekuta the ball na odura inside wall nam emperinfo and some players amo ejomani ewo ehonom na enom ena Mario Lamina oya Gabon international o say no kwana ni panka na o strikers miensa pe ewo wiase a Osimhen ka ho bi open strikers miensa Osimhen ka ho bi ni panka no kore dia oyenom amanfo nka ene Mario Lamina the teammate and some of their two jam and play enonom say 2025-2026 Champions League top scorers 6 goals for Victor James Osimhen onom and LED Ellen Haaland L5 Harry Kane L5 Kylian Mbappe L5 Anthony Gordon L4 and after to Asusa say Bayern Munich after 4 matches among LED table among the Dikai Arsenal Tosum Yodum among so 12 points Inter Milan Toso Miensam 12 points and after Man City and so a Toso and 9 one more 10 points Paris Saint-Germain a Toso enum amo 9 points Newcastle United Toso Siam one more 9 points Madrid Toso Som one more 9 points and Liverpool Toso and with 9 points in the first 8 from one no now was it to win this competition is the goal Unai Emery on it Matikas ahead of Gamer on Bebo Eddie Etia Maccabi Tel Aviv before some the video the battle Marinko Champions League Ora theory Henry legend no and now Ochem said I be on Jin this with Barca football yeah wɔn mo ɛbɔ ne sesia no yɛka wɔn mo a wɔn bɛtuma gye Champions League a yɛmfa nka me ba me wɔ latest on Lamine Yamal ɛne ne girlfriend no.
So it is Wednesday, the boys are at the big screen. You know what that means? It is table time.
No, tactics time.
I'm joking. Yes, you guys are going to talk to us about Barcelona and that high line, Thierry.
Yeah, I just want to ask you something, Micah. You were a defender. If there is no pressure on the ball, as we're going to see here soon, would you step out?
Not a chance.
Say it again.
Not a chance. As you get the ball here, you've got to be thinking about going backwards, not forwards, especially when you've got men here. I don't quite understand. If you're going to go really high, no problem, and you use this and play them offside, I understand, but I don't understand the advantage of staying here, going towards the ball.
So if you roll it now, roll it, please. Pose. That guy can see. He can pick you up. Why would you? And by the way, they...
Na Lamine Yamal, Madim Komobiano Peo Spain. Gulam Balak Munia Busabuso Moas, na Semete. Mudamu Spain, Hoya. Mumia Hunu was Simnum. When him say story na Basel Lamine Yamal in Nico. Omo jai, omo break it up, omo split it, omo twem pula biem. Now me team come on Spain the eba just omo boa. Lamine Yamal papa. And a bass and penning for Deconom, one la portanum, and in Crano, a shy. Obinin again, meaning in a shy. And no more team come on, Mr. Sir, Abontina Motrim Pana, de Biania Hum Hano, where I could have. Modiamo Pamua, 8 seasons among Trimpana. No Muntrim Pranisi. Munyano Kukum, Lamia Ma, Unico, yes, a beer training cry minie, match day minie, Debbie. Munyensie, Mupem Hodia, and Tinko for a Munya Biao, Amotrum Promotisie, Amunian public beam, Tinomuna Cabo so Yajano, Amobua, and your letters are, and pay Yete Amaro, and what Jumotin so. Kylian Mbappe appears to appear before the Paris Men's Court on November 17th, or demanding 55 million euros on paid bonuses and wages. PSG, and what's the Amadamanom, Abajirisika, and also, and I pay Yejna na Yadinina. Etimi esi do sunflower fitne ni Juventus no komono koso tin for contract extension duties ebeba nemom yeren ko phone cross 78 na today sports etimi atwa so live on Oyerepa TV, live on Oyerepa 100.7 FM. Solomon Carter etwa so oba boss player beba na fitimi na ediaka atwa so no pay.
Kingdom Garlic capsules and bitters. Kingdom Ginseng Power capsules. Kingdom Tremendous capsules. Nua Kingdom About Center. Edia be gama so yade ya ope so tu yade na se a e wo so nya no papa na nua be se 15 years en fie dunum e na Kingdom introduce ya aboa asayade ni pi a egusua esayade no nti e na ye kan fama se na no pay ute na se stress e wo so anxiety, arthritis, hypertension e wo so a Kingdom Garlic capsules and bitters ni bi e na abeje na wanom ama me no wan se ade heart disease afresh cholesterol level also e beboa na tu asem Edi ama Kingdom Ginseng Power capsules. Eboyen ema yenya physical energy. Eboyen ema yeko empaso yetumi ye adwuma ne kama. Eboyen ema waste space nyina no eyi edi free ho edi emayen oyoba wako akote na mu yare oyoba ubu nsa ya opi oyoba we wacho bad odor edi unya aye Kingdom Tremendous capsules na oje na eno so aye oye na esiesio kama enoi ebi o pharmacy herbal ene chemical shop ubenya bi atom ewo omanmu ababia numbers no 0597 298 855 and 0559 761 Kingdom numbers namdia tujano o from na waje droni bina wonso watumi atone bibia koye enso etumi ede amount. Amen Scientific Hospital, the best alternative medical hospital ewo Africa bibrem ye no ye kase ye de science era ebibidroye mu enunti ana obaye ho na se stroke hawa oba ye ho na se awo ho nsem di unya oba ye ho na se yade bi atena wo so ache awako a entumi nkɔ a yen yebe no yie ede ama yen na yebe yi sa nya no wanyina ede afiri so na so wanya ahoto stroke yade no yade a ya na hankrofo na eno nti na odem aye stroke patients ni nyina eba Amen Scientific Hospital no ma ba abeja yaresa awo nsem ba yetenete chronic diseases yetenete ewo yasoye makacho dada ese no ba your machine side be free ebe yi yade ni nyina piansa kra na ya hwe ni nyina ne se ehu yade kopotia how ansa na de ho aduro no de account kuma se ya wa twema tachiman kwada so fo ase ekwan so Ghana ha de branches no ya bia pi wa hanom uko enchi boga wa bibiani Accra Takra de Tamale atebubu nkoko sunyane ho sehwidebi so na fe ho nyina e ho ye number side di juma 0277 001234 0277 001234 and I say 0241 367349 Amen Scientific Hospital numbers and no from where now so corner stroker edu nyano yentu ase emfa emakanjen enagic drinking water enso no AP and away gaman so there alkaline water ni pH wasro edamu so onomu a eboa nipadua ne papapa yade antumi ntena nipadua ni nyina ne se onum so no na my immune system no anya hoodene enso me ba chaw onomu a eye adwuma nipadua nim nanso enya adura doctor ede ama asanum ko nipadua ni nyina ne se ye can alkaline water kanjen enso no and the only alkaline water I recommend ede ema nom kanjen ebo akoma okidni ne o heart ehon ban onum kanje no na yo nipadua ni mu adwuma na ma o skin aye kama oda obeda ye wa bra ho so onum kanje ni nsuo no Brahma UGC abawa route junction e Watafunu road ho nyina ubenya bi na wato Lizzy Hotel Santasro na ba Pakiki e wo stadium e na fe so Sumankwai ni junction e wo Aston e ho nyina nsuo ni bi e wo 0241 44 9191 and I face 0507 379474 Jekanjene Nebibia Enko Kama Emfa Emma Apomodi Herbal Clinic Dr. Sam no or say any yadia bia etuswa edunya ama unhu ade ye odiana benwa unhu we kire unhu okenkan ya unhu ya na yedene ede ama wa fabra na so glaucoma esiane ne so cataract syphilis long and short sightedness obetu ase ede ama doctor so no ani yade pa de wono na specialize wo ma wo hwe ni ye ede ama doctor so ba yade ahudo pi fabra na so na onye ho adwuma emfa enka ho blood pressure hernia ulcer gonorrhea candidiasis waist pains and afa goiter a friend compano ba obetu ase ede ama yewo kumasi so folai soldier for kwan so ye ni Assemblies of God sorry no na edi animhwe o Fred Dr. Sama number no 0551 098961 0551 098961 any apomode herbal clinic endi enkomo go find about tonic mojadro eboa ema udidi kama eboa ema odaye eboa ema unsanu na yetitriti umaso ema ode to onoma enfan today bia no ona ma asa onipadua no kranya ade a efansin ye ni hina ne se moja nantimunti no obi de ade bo kra onti obi de ade twa onti ade hyewa onti onum go find a drone eba na benya no senses no ni hina ne se moja ne benanti ye nipadua na kwa ba bia se de be ya onso ade hyewa obete say yes aso go find a drone why are there you ho to obese content mawa onumbia ebebo apapa e man ntie me menstrual disorders menstrual pain excessive bleeding when nyina eyo hawa ebu yensa eya na edi achi onum go find a drone etuni nyina ase edema ema menses no eye jojo pa enoi misty eba colina keba smart eba Freddy Mens apidank and a pure leaf chemical shop biasura ubenya biato open do atua for any chemo digital herbal clinic kuma say amekom runabout ye ben Bank of Africa and a no pina 0244596532 0244596532 grow fine makes you grow fine Knox Hotel hotel mapa never chow abẹ for there the ten say yen no ye de specification nyina egu ho ansa ne ekukuru Knox Hotel ede asi wo enu nti na wo ba eboa ema eye unamu enu udwumadi a wodi bia ne kotote de ma o eni nyina ne se ho eye din ni nyina ne so ba Knox Hotel a edan ni mu ye kama emu so empa ne ye kese odaso a oso da ye pa wo Knox Hotel abedi diye ewo ye restaurant o ura ba ho so a ade na busu chew ewo ho no ma betumi akọ ede kakra ko kama no conference o nyuma ko nketenkete anase nyuma ko awodo mo ba mo beje na mo de aye mu dwumadie bia mpese mo de edi ye ma free wifi ewo spacious car park afe uware na pe bia ya wedding reception at Knox Hotel ye wo space kese pa nipa dodo bia o de ba bia no ye benya space ama omo aye wedding reception ewo asokwa Olam Street Barbara Sports Stadium ene yen ebe 03220 24438 and 03220 24162 ABA Herbal Clinic software ta software rasta software sebra omo wadro na fagu aduanim di fagu nsomu nom fagu bibia udi ede akọ yam ne ewura unipadua ni mu a ekọ ani ni ntine so na yeso adwuma ententwensa ni yade ne beba make sure ese obebo ho ban ansakra na achewo enu nti na ABA Herbal Clinic ese ni yade party ono ntena ho ema no ema oso kwada so dwuna se main market achewa ena domain kro Ebenezer Preschool on ma ye ben apia kubi Cold Store your numbers is 0541 565 199 0502 812 161 EKK Charity Foundation nyame yad me joada edi animi na watch program e kopem ne kwesi ada so ye intercessory prayer so dimampaye e de ama my Ghana omai no asumdwe be manade ye nyina no etumi etumponi nti ene eto nsa fro se be kan ho na ejoada edi animi ye nyina ye nse o Heroes Park enwumre no onum kopem enwumre no ndu e debia da kopem ne kwesi ada so ye bompaye pa e de ama Ghana ne abompaye ama ye ho ne abobi e de ama yabusuafo ya bobi e de ama nwuma yenso ye na 12 November dano fiada yani muslimi fo be hia na ya yo dimampa ye ni bi enso de ama my Ghana Thanksgiving service 16th kwasiada na ebewie dwumadie no ye be Thanksgiving open queries number o friend no ye 0535 101 110 and 0550 072777 Dr. Evans Kofi Kwafo wono and a host edema intercessory prayers yeba abeye ede ama my Ghana. Come and let's pray for Ghana. Boss first batch yede esi today's post etwaso ede ama live on radio, live on Facebook, live on Oyerepa television.
So that's it babo just saying we are yenye
ya daroma yenye ntem na yenko she yentimo ntena tawa Kwame Opariado.
Yes.
I say people are refusing or failing to pay 30 cedis for the biggest fixture on our calendar. Yet they pay 1,000 cedis to watch the Black Stars. And he's worried.
Question now.
There be a small worker.
Nah.
He's frustrated. He's worried. Say, Kotokone has matches. And yet the kind of attendance now it deserve or not.
Why is he worried?
Because this is the biggest fixture. Stadium ni year and Tama years back. So there you have seen it over and over and over. I mean, Kotokone has matches. By this time, Euphoria no Chromo.
So that is a research question. A question or no answer.
He's worried about the situation, current situation.
No, you see when you are in charge of, you don't be you cannot say you are worried. Why we are worried? Or not there, he has to fix it. He has to find out. Minimum ultimate and also alone there. You are in charge of communications for House of Folk.
For House of Folk, yes.
Okay, so Senipa Mass Stadium, you should find out and fix it. It's like a doctor who is worried. Go the patient patient I'm worried.
But
you have to solve. You have to fix it.
Who said there's a patient? Oba now I be no asamba then it becomes
so it means that you need to find out why. Said doctors are supposed to help us get well. In the Semico hospital, now me be near side me ko. Me ba near side me kwa. The doctor should not be worried. The doctor should find out ways of helping me to be strong.
Yes, but in
so
this
because
case,
the moment the doctor is worried, in a woo. Doctor no behem no so worried.
But in this case,
then I'm a bush and for so.
my position operate as the doctor in
So I'm saying that
context.
you are in charge of communication. You are in management. What I say, and our support the same stadium. And it's all you're worried. Yeah, I think you're bedding
Because of who say, for instance, it's a game.
You see,
I
I think no a quite be so no. We don't understand. All of us. And
many privilege a ready obi research work be.
okay.
And I think
let's finish it because me back. Okay. You see, when there's a problem, there are people who are supposed to fix the problem.
Yes, of course. And
so what?
Baby, you ask me.
Obi and the human say obe fixes our problem. And one, how do you fix a problem? You have to find out what is happening. Because ain't massa can na park yema. And ne omo no ano omo the same people Ghana for na no go hebon and ne omo so omo nko. And then we are worried. No, there's a reason.
There's a reason, obviously. And through challenge, I say like I say more, we use the word more. I'm sure he's referring to football lovers, soccer fans, and particularly Hasco supporters. And say, yeah, na first near Connie, see Jaiko. After the Yans, Anka say, after the Samba.
When you have not found out the entire Menko, oh, they make a minimum so what I say at you. Bafwa Caneno. Na okohwe kotokwana has matches ene onko wo no ansori nko
who say
osori ko enye because he has a reason why he's not good.
One of the discussions said my buy na even here highway it was discussed thoroughly but me dey can only say or say for instance this upcoming game nanka omo de omo ne kotokompo kama kotokote ase ana competition bo match 7 p.m. But the sponsors doesn't want the 7 p.m. Ain't
sponsors
at time I say issue about recently.
Oh can you phone at the saffron?
Yes.
Okay. So you see why he shouldn't be worried. At least he knows one of the problems.
Meanwhile, because that same 4 p.m. no, Man City at Etihad are hosting Liverpool, and that is also another big fixture on any day.
So now, Nipana onko bonus on one sorry nkono. At least you have identified one problem. You have scheduling.
Of course, scheduling. Yes.
Time on one ball or no, yeah, bon be before 4. So you give the person options to choose from.
Yeah, there's alternatives. Yeah, options.
Okay, so. Say oko choose one na wa ma o say nipa we wo dey sorry bra so what I say so in spite of why you are not coming wa sorry bra
tama mehu a doctor or a patient e do be catch patient and say I think you need a specialist and I say
na specialist one say a doctor
yes a consultant
specialist no say a consultant
so it means say what abro no so I think the Paruka idea abro ne so I say some other people must be interested in this.
Most of the people are sharing some funny opinions. What is the infamous Moka foreign sports? I think that people don't have understanding. You see, there are types of stakeholders. There has to be a stakeholder. It will be your types. There are about 4 types.
Yes.
Your obiani interest. Even though I'm a stakeholder. Self supporters are only a stakeholder.
Of course.
Fans from only a stakeholder.
Yes.
But there be or man say or then a scale no
already scale of scale
or the tour. Or no one man even though he's a stakeholder. He will watch something else.
Or lose anything.
What has he said? You know? There are key stakeholders. Mona agronia mo diano. Mona mo dia sisu se mo juma mo investment, direct investment. You have to find out why. Me nkomo say they found out say time and no nye. But another key stakeholder as a play. On also one play. One on the Unyani, Nadia Oyeno.
Oh, if you
don't know your key stakeholder. So you know what I'm saying? On Pare Corner, where just crying wolf.
No,
when there's none.
So, what's your voice now? I believe it's the voice. So, what's in the voice?
Listen,
he's visibly worried.
You can't be as much about you. You said you are a teacher. No problem, be worried. But there are people who have been put in charge to fix it. I'm so worried. We are worried. I want them to fix it.
Tama,
no, if you are
worried, so he throw his hands in despair.
Then go away and let somebody come and do it. And now where they are there down, what throw once? God pay no be me. You are not ready. So I'm not referring to Opari, but I'm saying that not until those who have direct investment in the game, Ebedia say the success of football in this country is not Ghana going to the World Cup. It's not Black Queens. Winning bonus.
And I enjoy.
But it's finding out. Talking about marketing the game. You see, unless and until they all agree, say baby are born. Be honest. You should be honest in this. And you know, and your PR. You should be honest and admit that look, baby are going to come. We have to change our ways.
Tama, last week we make a statement. Respectfully, I disagree with you.
Which is.
What say unkwade who say the league na say you know the FA and na say omo Emma
so
you think the crowds themselves are not doing enough?
Let's look at the context.
Okay, very well. Okay, yes.
Season end there. GFA first can go to place. Season end there. GFA teams no move to kwanya o man e koto mo bus,
of course,
o man e fuel but some asunya obi atwetwe na adwuma e for kai the GFA will not come and pay your players,
of course, yes.
So if you are in such venture one aboka one what you are almost everything is done by you and yourself. Na say what now say obi na enye ni ye enti odo nsa go bo na GFA ne me ni ye ansana. Then I am sure you don't know the kind of investments that you have done. That's my argument too. Enti why na be ma GFA in ye? Say GFA mbese some man yeah. It is not the media.
Okay.
Like the media of Africa you can.
I think so
I'm saying that those who are putting money in the business. You see, they should be interested in making sure the thing is well and well done.
Okay.
So mudi GFA phone shiamu or platform so omo ya de enkomo na ya
yes,
I'm sure say enkomo omudie no. Now if you look at so when you bo teams no ka omo bobo so men so ba ko pen hu how much they spend in a month and the salary will be contractor so say wa ma me $3,000. I mean GFA ni tua
adana you were wondering about samba ne ablono ade at the update is that and somebody abroad camera there omo losing omo yim kaka say okay they are ready to talk but omo judge na 5,000 you know.
Okay, so I'm saying that the so 5,000 and 4,000 when is can is that the GFA
there be kotokona na
the kotokona so am kopiska e do be no supporters no mo for abu census no mo ye there are a lot of things they do. So I'm saying that if you are spending this much. Now say GFA nyeni ye intimate wa. I mean, what are you talking about?
Tama on say send your kotokoni has betima ye omo party no. Omo see this some of omo right and powers and authority no e dey ama the organizing body or the mother body which is the FA no.
Which is they no see the amount no.
Say on say for instance say ebia ka omo mienu decide say ka ko say the match in competition bono 7 p.m. and come in come to community then 7 p.m. and come up.
Na say you are not the organizer, so you sir.
So some of these decisions I could do people from them. And say say pa kono so no ye ni suri ne ban ni no ma bi no mo and so
it is the association. GFA no obi o. as a mom the GFA and Grophobia.
No, yes, the
Ghana Football Association is made up of football clubs. The directors of the company, the board for no more the GFA board. They were elected by the clubs.
The clubs.
The GFA president was elected by the clubs. And you almost secretariat near the age. So I'm saying that the GFA is not different from the clubs.
No, not at all. But in terms of administration, day-to-day management, and all those things,
anything administrative
decisions,
no, if that everything administrative there for. And your clubs, no, the board, on a board, nafa. You cannot be a general secretary of the GFA when you have not faced the executive council for interviews and all that.
Of course.
Intimate clubs na you no. One executive council. You cannot be a member of the GFA board when you don't belong to a club.
A club, of course.
Tia mama ma say GFA nko and a clubs nko. What I say? So I'm saying that my electing crop, but the business of Asante Koto, the business of Hearts of Folk should have the paramount interest in what they do. Kotoko should have it. Because Bosume Suna say, oh, transfer Chicago for accounts by way of salaries. GFA Mamu. When you are traveling across the country, so Kobo League, Sobe Fuelo Bus, enticement fee, no, it is not the GFA.
But
so if Jumediana Woodian, Maoboka, Naso say me ball 7 and a be. Now, quite GFA 400 cannot say 7, the uncle for no more boys or mobile 7. Now, so ye dinners have a trassy, until any argument. Now, but trassy near Bobo no 9 any palma. They come and tell us, say, I'm worried. Ain't you know, Mom Fakram over 1,000, danger 1,000 go away.
And also various reasons and which obviously time you know can and then I can schedule the talent or the
striker now so she go now you should be selfish. Nipa go pass boy season band then when auto assist no be leading. So I'm saying that nipa be adwuma ba bia do sika action. You should be interested.
Of course, yes.
And what's so interesting be on ni sika ni. Nti opare me nua kwa mpare momo de na mo ntena na mo hwedi enti am supporters na Emma Stadium
ese ba ko no identify ya akwa hit snag
nti some engage supporters no na so mo say we enti na Emma what did you tend to describe Emma mo ye ni free cry Emma ube hu omo problems na put those problems before those organizers no na mo hu say ye boka ye nkofo nso mbeba just a say. And you should be very serious in that discussion. And yes, I will go leak. We'll be saying, I'm here, a media, I mean, they mean to me, ball 7. Then we are saying, one baby on a TV station illegal, almost no so the end to me match. Wrong will be that ball, you're born time. What a mama example, we are saying, Tanzania, say Ethiopia, say Congo, say ball, no, they're not so many ball.
Sir,
now what many about
the media right owners no also other products.
What is media right owners? They are media right owners over what? Not your product. Now league na momo board. Now what's the 7 and nipa be ba here nipa wo fi on be hu yen. 7 e be ma TV no. Nipa hu ye players set me a marketing game no. What's me the 7 me other product into me. Now mo to
because football now wo no is competing with also other products.
And they are bad for concept ni enko. Ene mo bia me kan obi say mo nsore mra baby because mo amode mo ho no. Mo kwa ye can't beda. Now we just say, and now will be our part to play. We sit here, we discuss sports, we talk about football. But remember, say that's not the only thing we do.
Of course, yes.
Okay, so if it could do maybe, na say, Adiano, I am very attractive. They forget that what is called framing. What the media can also do to help. What I say? Now, na media and help, no. They need some recognition.
Yes. Very much true.
And you know,
very much true.
Yes, say, what's up? Say, I'm worried. Into Mumra say, Opare, minim de okaya opatre there. But if you are worried, then there's a problem. But the moment the doctor is worried, just the patient.
The physician is worried. The patient will die.
But yeah.
Enti tama nka yema etefontie opare kakra wadaroma.
Oh, say etina na. It's okay if you insist. Etina.
Yeah, ball Ghana. Now saying we see how they run teams, you know. But when it gets to match day, attendance very poor. You can do whatever that you want to do, attendance very poor. Yeah, you see your home as an example again to prove to the world and everybody that yes, and then 30 cities, 60 cities, 200 cities, 350 and 500 cities. When FA decided that the blaster match ever got 1,000 cities, there were a lot of complaints, a lot of complaints. But that day or a day before, all the 1,000 cities it got. So if we have has and protocol, and 1 year from then 1 year per se you grow, then we have to be able to support it with everything.
From the horse's own mouth.
Okay.
You know. Watch it kama man. But Anuna an MPP presidential aspirant and a former commentator and a host of the show, engineer Kwabena Japan, and also say opare unsema wokani nyina no, the problem is about how you have positioned the product. Marketing. That is the problem. And also edi wo ho a ye ba na ye de no so Arabic. But your brother Omanhene unia Omanhene de na ne wo ho tia sisi wa
Kwabena
Santi yes o se animguase akotoko begu has ko se de ebe no e fin se wo mu mienu nhiem no bi nsi da
ne nyina so ne say
o se o ma ye no ma bebre no de gu akwan mu na this time around no kotoko has behu on behu kotoko bas ne se baba bas nko hu kura no kwai no e be bibi aye
marketing
enti ono so ye ba na ye de eno so Arabic and of course some medical catcher say there's been some small progress or positives about Samba Abro and you know near the but Kotoko will seek to offload them to keep Samba and also so
thank you Obed young boy
so too yeah some of the doors na eno Champions League ne baso na me to nse enu echi na oni ha is the team na ye Arsenal na baby adru de so starting your confidence na as a still now we are being protected.
We have not played those games. Mas na mo Bayern.
Yeah. But to say baby adru yi de on said the signs of consistency is clear.
Bia
to say
ebe kwa onye see not to this level but ebe kwa bo say match ba ku bi na fe Ateta
na
to aso
ye jitum.
So honestly we are being careful.
But why the signs are positive for us na say last season for instance now check the bench of Arsenal. Now him say 1 or 2 injuries the club will be exposed. But this time I say check the bench of Arsenal. So 2-3 injuries this year. Coach no options to fix it.
That's true.
These are signs, some of the positive ones.
That's true.
Again, we are coaching and Kasan. Clearly now when you watch Ateta so Kasa, what you say we're gaining enough experience.
Yeah.
Along the last first Ateta had this posture now and for confidence, but now you are seeing a more matured Ateta. And then when the message to someone starting
we are just 10 weeks into the Premier League.
Yeah.
And 4 matches into the Champions League. We are saying November.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I careful.
But was the
we don't pick it later.
But was yeah, Bayern Munich about. Me last in PSG pick later. Time at PSG Bayern now you read January.
Yeah.
In fact, PSG top.
But the signs are good.
Yes,
the
positive signs.
The signs are good.
That is what they say. It will be expected from us now for the same to celebrate. But that was a Tuesday. Now in Hintinema, we told me far away by. But to the other matches, Victor Osimhen, or you see platform ni pa. I say from Lille to Napoli. Napoli or the Omoji the Italians you are a major achievement. But to onya the applause for that achievement too. As a Kvaratskhelia Ukrainian applause no for that achievement more than Victor Osimhen. But he was the heartbeat of that Napoli team. So I share on the Kvaratskhelia how omumi enu partner sasa. Edu baby I now ya je say baby I say go for baby I free no so no. ɛwɔ kyɛfa ɛwɔ abrabɔ mu mpuntu. Because imagine if Osimhen was an English. Enanka one bobo wɔ England or call France. And of France for 75 million. Ebe wem Napoli and odi omuji liga. Me sure say nka Ballon d'Or contender kranka man for better articles afano. But after that, Napoli ba be 10th. You will be phased out of the club, bra. Coach Antonio Conte ba. And you told no matter the philosophy of Antonio Conte, if Osimhen was an Italian, ka Conte mfadio or the no. Because when you watch the profile of Lukaku and all the profile of Victor Osimhen, changes in the to some extent to Osimhen will even offer you certain things Lukaku will not give you. The finishing rate of Osimhen, to me, is better than that of Romelu Lukaku. But Conte buy also Lukaku neso Osimhen and he moved to Galatasaray. Also accepting that your life has changed from a top level to a lower level, it will take you time. Until last season, Osimhen and Newman Galatasaray, they won the Turkish league as usual. Chance of Galatasaray winning the Turkish league is always high. But we say few any affair Osimhen adia to say they said the Galatasaray honor because last year was alone. So there was a chance that maybe a club can see baby yine free and that's a wrong place no akokopino, but he agreed to stay with them. And it looks like a fear what did to say a honor all trano din grown. He's telling us a different story. And we're against Ayas. What a performance from Victor Osimhen. So too was setting the stage ablaze and 3 goals, massive one for Galatasaray. Any idea Victor Osimhen and so too. So what check here and 3 goals nepe. He scored against Liverpool. And they say the last 12 matches and 8 matches are Victor Osimhen in Europe for Galatasaray was 12 goals. And that is the kind of records are any statistics are put to upper. Any big team that want a top player, everything I consider Babefoul. Come to say some of the teams are on number 9 position has not been settled. Manchester City, the number 9 position has been settled with Erling Haaland. There's no way they will look out for anybody else. Especially when you check a coach like Pep Guardiola, and even when he's not having a traditional center forward, how a team converted wingers and attacking midfielders, and you saw me in the first 9 position, he will not go in for a center forward. Madrid and Kobe. But Barcelona, the conversation about a center forward is still open because Robert Lewandowski, it looks like in the last year about Barcelona here. So the next stage of Barcelona project, they will have to go for a proper center forward. And a matured one, Obetinga deliver on the big stage. And big stage is the Champions League. The big stage mentality. And even not or Napoli or the Italians here. But also what names Nibia Banan say recently, Harry Kane has been linked to a move to Barcelona. Send your mayor Robert Lewandowski the NBA about Masako for Harry Kane. But Obama Munich allowed that to happen. And if Bayern Harry Kane, it means they will also need another center forward. And say what market now? Center forward no do anything. Arsenal they say Mojo carries me. I sure some time in the amano for him to survive and deliver in the project. But Joao Pedro for Chelsea. Ebra Bayern na nearby World Club Championships to or say by a starting league, Joao Pedro has not been in that element for Chelsea. Leon Delap, O'Brien, Obai Kwasaba be red card. Into also the end of the whole. Into Chelsea, so number 9 position, though they try Joao Pedro or more Leon Delap, but they Obetimia fitted the shoes of Diego Costa. Didier Drogba mo level na mtoto yen nyina body into chemo no omo identify as center forward no. And that is another question. Liverpool don't need a center forward because if you have a Kitike and if you invested in Isaka, you don't need one. But the door is still open for clubs like Chelsea. The door is still open for clubs like Barcelona. And if Barca, Hurricane Bekoa, it will open for a player like Victor Osimhen. So mtoto Yamona Basu how he's using this moment. Meniaje di amano. Naga chasa ababeda 9th. Utu almost ebe odeba our Champions League in common ye dino. NSN and your come. So to yaka strikers yi Haaland so common and nothing. So Osimhen lead you or 6 goals in the Champions League. followed by Haaland, followed by Hurricane, followed by we say Kylian Mbappe. But Haaland is made to break the records. APR at the end of the day, Ebema Haaland in common asasano. I am fanning Ronaldo mo, any Messi mo, no matter the number of goals or share any except. But to Messi and Ronaldo, no more added something to the team outside goal scoring. But me sure say send your Haaland e kono. Say be bian ba me twitwa Haaland akwem at age 25. We shall send your the injury issues. We told say Haaland ba City 3 years, you know. On call off by 50 matches. Say be when ya ankle injury, when ya knee injury, now by 6 months or call off. The consistency, you know. Eyane Ronaldo money, Messi mo de na enam sa kwa na aso. And now in the UEFA Champions League, Oyerepa the top 10 in terms of goals scored in the Champions League. This is a player that is going to participate in the Champions League. Because they say City the contract near 2029, and Manchester City a team wa move away from say be league nimpa. They are spending power and how am I investing in their youth team as a source of income. Because I think one day say come Manchester City no youth team no. Shakes for no beto City no mu say brebi beba. Enye de bia na some investment tika be shem koto players. So they've transformed the Manchester City Academy to an ultra-modern one. Yeah, late coach Afrane. Ne mayor Omoba Ghana. They are linked to Manchester City. It is City Academy, ni Academy Bakwa. Oma building in such a way, say, Omo at the fan kwalane tem. Oma training Omo tem, no matter so that they can balance their books and still have enough space to sign and sign more. It was in a city corner. Say City bedroom baby pioneer City to be top player kesiye there. It looks like a wechiri. So if all things being equal, and Erling Haaland is staying at Manchester City or even leaving Manchester City, he will not leave Manchester City and join a lower club. He is destined to go to either the Barcelonas or the Real Madrid, depending on their spending power. And these are clubs likely will say they be on in the Champions League also. It's a way send any chances say better baby Ronaldo more record no in terms of goals scored in the Champions League and in terms of goals scored in total a branch any betimi catch up no was so yamon abaso and no City for see from to both teams to score against Dortmund here Juma but City for make sure say omo be deliver ho na enioma etimi akoye dia momo. The big question here Barcelona to Barca come on no ha adwun. And last season Hansi Flick was in a massive form. Champions League in the Penamito too. Yenina share the tactical stubbornness against Inter Milan because at the point I leading Inter Milan 3-2 in the 90th minute. Na me ntiase the Hansi Flick be pushing the Milan team nyama Inter benya a counter attacker. You have only 2 Barcelona players in defense for them. My chair be dey FA so ko take. Didn't make any sense because Barca at 3-2, all they needed to do was to prevent Inter Milan from scoring. Now come out for the Champions League final. But that's a story for another day. That is how close Hansi Flick the Barcelona team ni drew here. Was no more in the last season. But I quite a few you know. But was a Spanish La Liga and Xavi Alonso bona. As Alonso se bibia when me fa bibia ambafia. Coming home with the Spanish La Liga and be ABC any so. Now when you check the Champions League, you realize that Barcelona at the 11th position. And out of 12 possible points, Barcelona was 7. Though they have plus of 5 goals, but this is not the Barca that we expected. Team now could do seminar no close to winning. No. See a Champions League matches near Bonnie so far and it Moto nyan train so deserve so bepem so deserve so bi benya gidia ka se afi betime Barcelona afi wa Champions League earlier on so Tony edin koma na wo ka kire me se ebi mo pick later that possibility is there but Barcelona has not been convincing in terms of so moving from the double to a treble. What's the last time the Copa del Rey no and omoje the Spanish La Liga. So the next big target for Barcelona is say after winning the double, they will advance to the treble, and the treble will include the Champions League. But so far, that has not been the story for Barcelona. And now, there are a bit of controversy surrounding how Barca it's secure the draw at the end of the day. Bayern Munich has been exceptional. Almost through science, from day one. 16 matches. Winning 16 nyina obetimi agina so as evidence that when you can say this Bayern Munich team can win the Champions League. But what are the key questions facing Barcelona? Now they are conceding. Last season, how na Barca conceding? How they even allow the opponent to create chances against them? This season, assessor, opponents are creating better chances. And when I talk about opponents, Sebastian Inter Milan bona Inter to me bona more than 3 goals to Barca. The quality of Inter Milan is on a different level. Go to last year we are Champions League, Inter did second, and Liverpool did first. This season I'm still to come about third on my ball 4 matches in really. The signs are clear. Into a no set 3 goals against Barcelona at year. But this season it looks like Barca's ability to keep a clean sheet above them. They are not making Inigo Martinez, who was an experienced figure in the Barcelona defensive shape for that they can say leadership, communication, guiding and protecting the goalkeeper. I feel I say loopholes into them. Midfield no swanya injuries. Inti munya that consistent three no are the tormenting opponents. And now their front three is also inconsistent. Rafinha injuries kakra, Lamine Yamal injuries kakra, Robert Lewandowski injuries kakra. Inti akwakwa ese coach na ebri bia no sesa. And idea ba ko hu say teams enya antidote to the Barcelona offside trap last season Hansi Flick be set here. I think there's so opinion no. I saw Sanko back because me to modern way part here. Bas and free mu. Say me to top 24 in there. There him say Barcelona bebem. But say omo modern way na say ko say ya. Eba be san your mama mo there. I think that is not clear. Dani Olmo is not in a form. He's not in a good form. Rafinha I can't injuries. Lamine Yamal one kasa. The behavior of the field na invite a different form of pressure the abreno. Then I make say the last thing an 18-year-old needs is when you best set standard the amount standard like 25-year-old matured player standard. It's as you say Lamine Yamal bobo no ya assist Christ wa floppy.
Okay.
Which was an unnecessary pressure. A branch and behavior of the field invited the abreno. I can fall for Barcelona, but yeah, it's a January. I'm betting maybe they are turning the tables around. So to me, this coach Freno Conte at 24th. Yeah, they be so Conte pijam. We share the oil league, They be a better as you Conte born modern league. Conte born who modern league. But so to 24th with 4 points there. It means if Napoli should lose their next game, and any of these teams, Juventus, Atletico Bilbao, Olympic Marseille, any of these teams win here, Napoli better drop off the 24. Yet it can last 4 games. I think say Coach Antonio Conte, ye Jimmy Deeper, but as you co Europa, no ya me we are seeing no. So on shed that here. And so to me Napoli must start leading by example, or they are on top of the league, but also Inter that third. Inter are born more than league, and also born more than the Champions League. Antonio Conte must start fixing things in the Champions League too.
My interest in free Pafos and Villarreal. They know the shocking results over the Champions League games. Games are a boy in Nano, and only results are Ubiati and any machine say a dear never met team from Cyprus. A second class team from Spain.
Oyerepa FM 100.7.
After Pafos will win against Villarreal, and over 24 Champions League games from teams almost free Cyprus. The last time I hear a team from Cyprus winning a Champions League game before another game was 2011-2012 round of 16. And Apo Nicosia Echelle Lyon by 1-0.
at the right time, no, the two. You ever heard the story of Paphos and what they are doing right? So to team I but when your opportunity to play in the Champions League. And no non-chain. Galatasaray share Ajax Amsterdam by 3-0. The king of the night was Nigerian-born international Victor Osimhen. Nigeria for about Champions League pa. When you striker so many opportunity to play Champions League night football. But the Tony said the last time a Nigerian striker scoring an hat-trick in the Champions League was 2002. A game between Maccabi Haifa and Olympiacos. Maccabi Haifa team no more Yakubu Igbeni. And no share 3 goals. Edema Maccabi Haifa in that game against Olympiacos. Galatasaray na akwana Victor Osimhen ebono. The last time a player Eshe Galatasaray jersey to score a hat-trick for Galatasaray was 2012 in the Champions League game. Burak Yilmaz Eshe 3 goals. Edema Galatasaray Abromo share FC Cluj. It's the story of Victor Osimhen. The two something we need to put a lot of concentration on it. The 15th Champions League.
Oyerepa
currently the top scorer in the Champions League.
0.7.
And now we will show a game ni biani de Victor Osimhen this season. The first question you ask yourself is me club and I'm a support you here striker I didn't uncle to Osimhen. That would be the fair question the Dikaya. Obi and any team. You ever started the season now here striker. I will be a top striker for Phobia and Victor Osimhen. Not striker about 1 team more. And I said, oh my goes. They say now we expect to striker. So I said, would there be a mekase? Players, any say do musi ball. You can even buy a striker. But Nejuma Oye, not to even give you a lot of goals. But to bring the best in other players around him, especially when you have a goal scoring front line. It's a typical example. France Eji World Cup no. Now my lead man, Olivier Giroud. Around Olivier Giroud, na Kylian Mbappe, and Antoine Griezmann. Yeah, but World Cup no, from France first game to their last game against Croatia, what they J Cup no, Olivier Giroud and Shigo. But I take the same Olivier Giroud no, almost striker out from the France national team. Say World Cup no, France will not win the World Cup. Because Nejuma na na woye no you few players as abre no kana France ni bi player bi otis Olivier Giroud na be adwuma no or bring in the best in Griezmann and Abranche France Kylian Mbappe because these two players are frontline men to tomushe goals. It you need a striker to work for them no musu do mu goals na ba enti Victor Osimhen ya ye kan ho asem Victor Osimhen bia at the end of his career we might not compare him to Drogba Samuel Eto'o ya twumu kakra kwa akiri a ye beti di Antonio Yabo aka ho.
Yes and no. Yes for the leagues, but no Champions League.
Okay. Now all African striker be with him
Africa. Number 9. Say it too.
No, aside it to need Drogba.
Samuel Eto'o Drogba no. Champions League when he goes.
When is it before another game? The highest scoring Nigerian international when it comes to European club competition football. Now you buff him Martins. 13 goals.
Wow.
And Osimhen goals now and we're moving it to 15.
In Europe.
Yes. But Mr. anytime you watch Victor Osimhen, it's like he's there with strikers now Mudino. But better than a player, you just to me say what's that level no? Every free Napoli I go Galatasaray. Because league na woman. A liga attention was our league which is Syriano. Turkish league ni sa attention be. And to become the best, either you play for the best teams in the game or you play in the best leagues in the world. And no now see many ye money ding. Also, there have been even top players or mobile pain campaigning, say, especially like Chelsea. Mikel will be anytime be on the sports podcast. See, Onima the quote Chelsea from Victor Osimhen. and said Obed Kano. He's the closest to Drogba and Diego Costa. The work rate, the stamina level. Then the goal scorer, Mr. Victor Osimhen de Bema. It is the oye, you know. Until Galatasaray will win the Champions League with Victor Osimhen as their lead man, which is very difficult. Very, very difficult. You bet me every season, you know. As a striker, he might be the top scorer in the Champions League. And 3 consecutive games. So Tony now should go in the Champions League. You must see me didn't count.
Now 4th goal,
yes. Age. So to strikers the Mudro Osimhen age now. And you can so Mudro pick. It's a because still Osimhen age on the side. But the question is
age is
Osimhen is around 26, 27. Yeah. Which I'm fine, fine 3-4 seasons.
Europe time, be. No,
Osimhen from the Belgian league to the French league, then to Italy. Europe. So the ball anywhere, no, under 17, no.
Oh, okay.
I no move to Europe.
Oh, okay.
Turkey there. Sisi Wache say he's the best player in the Turkish league. But when the phobia the best player in the Turkish league, he needs to move to a top league, a big league.
Oh, but that will prove it or Italy. It's not like.
I said the next step after Italy. Maybe I can free Italy, uko Spain, uko England. But to move to the Turkish league, to Turkish league, you know, say you move be a Jumani, but don't say the Turkish league. Boys, no crowd no move follow Turkish league, no crowd no move followed by betting score line. But see every day. It will be better it's meant to score by ball no crowd no one. But this is a proper striker. Absolutely, Tima, he gives you a lot. And they are Jokeres Ibri. When you pick Jokeres, when you pick Sesko, when you pick clubs that can afford Victor Osimhen, for Victor Osimhen. When you pick strikers from Mokotoma, none of them is at the level of Victor Osimhen. Obi and
Jokeres in Osimhen.
Me say Joe Carres ni yomo
nyamu this season and I say
mo na so born da hono mu nyina mo boy hu
oh
there
na so o se go the oye wo Turkey Joe Carres ayo Portugal
we na so ayo Italy
na so nzo je league of Portugal
oh same too eti na ye ga Turkey no no free hono
me say the oye ne ye kan ye di no nkomo yi Joe Carres ayo Portugal
oh there be
the Champions League goals and not league goals. But just say can go in and get time Osimhen what?
No,
Napoli now.
This is a
but player, this
is a player he had already played in one of the top 4 leagues in Europe.
Mama go guys in
why selling? Aside no. Say born at the hono mu nyina mo bo a na obi bia you know.
And they no move no got.
And nyina account.
They down high borrow.
Oh, nyina account.
Na say ke binu mo
what Osimhen would have offered Arsenal na Manchester City. Nye no need the Jokeres na
Manchester. Hey, ade Jokeres here man na no free first half asema to ye no.
David.
O free move first half. Hey, the oye no take it say Jokeres aya.
Munya bote.
E bia Napoli dia na dia. But the old take it dia nye hu say.
Atlanta make your Champions League debut 2019 under coach Efense Gasparini. From 2019 to Ebe Pim and game on against Olympic Marseille. Atlanta enya penalty kicks 10. 10 in odi enu ade kan o ma maximum 4. From 2019 Ebe Pim enu game no. Champions League yen kan chiro bia say club bia ni ho. Wa mix it 4 penalties to say the Atlanta, you know. And the penalty is becoming something. Say you cares the man Atlanta. And then the kofa Ademola Lookman. And the Gasparini issue by. Yes, and no might not be a penalty. But we share the confrontation between Ivan Juric and the Ademola Lookman. Bibia chere say Ebre Nason sa Ademola Lookman. The two can be so free Atlanta. The last 2-3 seasons, he has been the star of Atlanta. The only European trophy Atlanta G in their history, say Europa Cup no by Leverkusen 3 no. It was Ademola Lookman and the Bayer Leverkusen the ball game no. Yes, he was wearing Atlanta jersey. But saying him no, saying Ademola Lookman performance na Atlanta omunji Europa Cup no. Yes, at a point I defended Gasparini. But how this guy is being treated at Atlanta? I am not arrow. So we Vinicius Junior any Alonso issue now. No confrontation. Where you play a film, play an ebo of. Now Kwako attack player no touchline as a coach. Top players, among person move game to obey your film. It is sometimes your changes every day bufoba. But one change Maria singing who says a player now win a film in Bofua, also coach Bofu. Because they Atlanta coach Ivan Juric. Rumors have started by CPC permanent one. You need players like Ademola Lookman to pick their form and save you. Ojumana away no. That was Atlanta. Manchester City na bema boda. Me who say the missing come asem no. Say Guardiola no ababa ku. Say Oma baku. Say wo dada you. You who say the Manchester City come no ebesi edi no. But no kwe wa asem no say. He's building a different Manchester City, which see a dear Nico. Once I made a Macase, a Juma or ye this season, a Juma no Guardiola when ye be that. Guardiola you be a Udru Sura on transfer beba form and San will free ho. And when the stakes are high, Guardiola no ma bye no call. When you send the pebia in your life at a point, so to be back to your lowest level. Now, why we now do some pempensona? People might not even analyze the situation. Because I quite they were chum. Because maybe a chum no or so, and they were before no. Maybe I never been a number from Kia Buana Crown could bet me as happy. And I see a man a timer could bet me up. That is what Manchester City did with Guardiola. And that was a decision Pep Guardiola also took. Because Bayern Munich Barcelona were yes, I didn't know. And when I City team, I was asking myself questions. Yes, there are red flags. Ewo team no. To say Haaland. City Bana to City I make say Haaland. What will happen? Finding Obia Obe guarantee City goes to say Haaland becomes a problem. Yes, we might doubt Pep Guardiola, but this is a coach at a point. Over a whole season, won the Premier League and the lead man. Namzo to your friend Kevin De Bruyne. Okay, season no De Bruyne at first number 9. But one thing about this City team, I'm so to a few games I have going into the season, but me I can say. Finally, City team no more to road sono. A few. When you're near Nico Gonzalez ni. When you're near Renier, so too. When you're near Renier. Or 15 so. You say about 3 women kunimdi. We a player. Pep Guardiola koto on buy. Yes, na we na never share road there now. Sometimes one say when we talk about some coaches, people might feel say e sika almost spend. Enkwa. Ubeti ya kwa go top players abode na mzo to aje onsem. Afia de beba oso ne say, wo de wo spend players ne kwa ba mu ntimi mo. Ba Shahawa u take Nico Gonzalez out from the press. Should be say Ryan Cheki. When you na ekwa to say Ryan Cheki we press no mpraye. You did not question baby dem bi ne ekire no. How you will change his style to fit City style and the Premier League. Sa no why Nico Gonzalez. Enti why bibia to find a Manchester City team a ye nyina nim say Rodri has been the most influential the last 3, 4, 5 seasons. And they had why Nico Gonzalez. Enti eno so ye adwuma ba ko a Manchester City team to you can want them. Lamine Yamal, the two equal Kylian Mbappe record at the age 18. When you say Mbappe nya age 18, now about Champions League goal contribution. Na Kylian Mbappe na na so. Nti me kai say at a point, me kai say what Messi and Ronaldo entimi achieve at age 18 in the Champions League, Kylian Mbappe aye. And those days no Monaco. Asuma Misaka Bium say, me share the records are all year. It's possible if there is a player our best say Ronaldo ne Messi goal scoring record now is Kylian Mbappe. In the Champions League at age 18, and Lamine Yamal equal Kylian Mbappe record no. 18 goals contribution. Watching the game is very hard. So be wajin say won't accept it. Say anytime you find time to watch a branch of friend say Lamine Yamal, you are watching the next superstar of football. Watch his first goal. When Club Brugge SCT deep, hitting Barcelona on the bricks. Again, Barca also a record be. Bema Wada. When you say Barcelona, in all competitions this season, no consider 14 goals. In all competitions this season, no consider 14 goals. So what the La Liga now coaching La Liga team biaba. Only Valencia and I consider more goals than Barcelona, 15. It will be a catch or say Inigo Martinez Pino free Barcelona na homa catch and say no cre. Men nada on. Abeya sem kese di ama Hansi Flick. This is a Barcelona team. Last season, Zoto, no more the same high line. Now you ensure mu goals do what to say the stage you mania by anywhere. There are certain players you might not cherish. Mekaize Obona amount for Hypu Kubasi near Jay Inigo Martinez a few. Ubu one organization keke. And they say they be ana mekachi amount for say. Just imagine saying campaign ni opele ni Frimpong Mansuni. People might even think say Frimpong Mansun and Kenya ade. Kopelo beba be twa beje fans. Ampia beba be wusu mu. Frimpong beba be kam nyoma down. The team was soon be about no the end or any gentle. But on chamber body woman fluent no. People might not even recognize Frimpong Mansun. When you have such organizers at your back. Omune ye is to defense na ye kana. Omune ye defenders no. And that is what Barcelona as a club is missing. Inigo Martinez inti. So you do January. Now Barcelona and compare a good organizer at the backer. Barcelona are out of any competition they are competing in. Because with this setup, especially their defense, they might not even get closer to maybe we do last season the Champions League, which is semi-final, and defending their La Liga title, which will be very, very difficult for Club to your friends in Barcelona. And now there were good games, and for Foden so is picking his form back. And this is a player, competition here can once any league boom, he knows how to play it. It's when you have such players, no more picking form back, coach be any general. It is good for Foden, it's also picking back our club friend say Manchester City. Say when say I they say 4 teams and then lose to Champions League and Amboa. And Arsenal account. Arsenal account.
That's right, that second. What's account?
I some account. What
Arsenal account the Arsenal total for.
I said when said the money here you say 4 no more lose game in. I'm Arsenal and Champions League neither. And that's also a we jam the AC we say team.
That's the anya was one prepared.
Hey. But
say them so is on manager.
Ebena mpanyefo bu yesi suche woto me yi hwa no. I'm saying Nepa the nchechi mu ne Morino. But Mizoto, if you want the career of coaches it do point be when you read this stage as a coaches ni bia omo smart no. Omo going to club football because they demand a club football. When a club football they ba come say every single season your match sound. E be do point be coaches here hype omo nei. So to ubon ha e be si aye omo. Na se ma hwe we do one show World Cup a whole Fabio Capello ejina bench e coach England national team England for to send players in the golden generation na Germany show more 4 or 5 Capello
oja for den is your manager
it is Morino baby edu no so too Kamia say
Morino about 4 Champions League games
Portugal could win World Cup now. Is a Portugal team of Moses in only say to World Cup money. But the captain of the team say any dream.
World Cup.
To be World Cup.
6-7 matches
but any dream to win the World Cup. And if the leader of the team any dream, not generation to win the World Cup. Soon after the World Cup, Mourinho should start thinking about accepting the Portugal national team job. Which a the national team they won't win baby how. We players no more na yakoche mo club on bana de bika krabia kan club side ne de udi agro nim go ase beto maybe amorino adu die me boda
ahadwene
the last stop Benfica when you Benfica adwuma ni ya say top club bi pa ba fa no
about Champions League matches 4 we lose 4 ni na emre Daniel Tino we are say nipa nya ho brase ni abotre o
David nya ho brase ni abotre o it is adwuma yem so there will be a time yenti metra bi
na say bi enyini chen no omde wo
enyini na wanyini no time a wo hye ase
de o ye
time a wo hye ase standard a wo set ye ebedu point bi won team
na say kala Ancelotti mu de wo
Ancelotti ayi enu achi okọ Real Madrid yom gugu na ni masi once a man for kwan kai say 2 seasons ago na Champions League go enu why smart enu akwaji Brazil national team job no is only club football we
dey hard you know Tino when how so one prepare the money na say na America would lose by America I just say money na say man prepare one prepare na born here bo is it hard you know I just say 4 matches you nya draw women away
paper
and omo say Liverpool send some first win you
yeah
omo nya ade na ese no sao
ebre na so a zutu na so oye hu wie nyi but on the ya koye nipa no ayana ye nimbre be ma yensa so aka se ebre ya du kakra bi de timu se time ya ma du ese metwe me ho Mourinho challenge no say still oye Mourinho but that is
also jai you know how you know when how
Sabri ya no wasn't cool jai
also jai if you can next game no
okay you transfer na menka was I bought 20 motors. I bought 20 motors as some enemy came. So said your market are very simple. Ninano and as a bread here bino or backcracker at the amount. Ya no compare the Obunia. Was so quacoto and near crack at the Mawono. Which will say yes. Difference no room. Tia Robano, a bumper. Which will say yes. A bono abba from Ninano and they say Japan company didn't a be forward company. A bibrem Yasinano. Omo Eshibomu. Ghana Diano ye Isaac Watton and the short I bought 20 motors ye ko kumasi tana so ne akore cars ne bi ne sisu a di dance a che ono e bi na TV no Toyota Vozi Toyota Noah Toyota Sienta Toyota Fit Toyota Bertha Honda Step Wagon e bi a won so de won pesa cars no we here American and Japan cars and now say nei American and Germany cars ni nyina no e bi e ho ye tie ni ye so be friend number yi mesi medical car cho se sa aka na dasu sesi e Vozi no ai masa amanko fo nya no da adwuma ka home adwuma no memfa ba ko penante pe ba ko fire ayi ba ko ka home na nyema enkoyie emfama ho eno nto ba credit ma ho etimi kwata krade ba bia na egbo adwuma na wotwe na be yesese gu botom kusu tana so nie behind agricare won se fie ni si wono mo ne de no ena se fie na nim no won tra fie no eno ni fie no anim e 0249 849 972 0249 849 972 Nuanya Igbo 20 motors and na hwe e dia bom Philotimo Industries na eni filo mesu rada che hema fi on mo a enkra na duru hot mo say yes yane masanya asem keto munya bi no mo a ankeka on be stage no na no ye din sansan kwa na bo wo mo protein calcium vitamins ni nyina no ebi ewom na ti say busu system no wo perform na next day wo sa perform a hu so wate bre bia wo system no ye strong wa ya de bia nya no fe me ka na sa na kesa chili o e hot wo ni nyina no enyema ekoyie de de ewom kra na say wunya o to be conference bi gal talking to be anasa whiskey bia wo timi kwakra som na ti say yes test no aye kama ye baba come with 4 packages you hit to have vanilla apple and a strawberry ni nyina no e ade mu bia benya bia no adwuma kro no na airport e 0599 990097 0207 939 968 nuanya Philotimo ni Philomo knibi amaburo nyan eno ana comfort nton e de ekoyie me ka Philo asemu a e bia wo peso wura business no mu sika ni hono mo na nso bank no anu ne ye no obeya antese na nase oboa woni mo bia de boa make dogam na ko bosom twura bank ho de okowa wotum sa PLC hihye ne ye kama ntina enei ye bedi bo nyan comfort no mo hwibom susuro bia top up oguso to ne de e be kakra bi ko na kwaji bi kofa nyama o chana bra nyenya bi entoto savings account current account fixed deposit two savings account special one also your joint account kiddy account no and also maybe ne sa no ne yakoba bia loan no for interest wo no susu loan ubenya micro group loan betuma kwaje sanso na salary loan agricultural one business commercial loan and also akonya eda ho Ghana de ya hwetam nemum ye wo komasi de head office no contract say mo amoti atonso agogoro ba ko na wo ho no jache ebi wo kokko food trader ahenema kokobem ya dwena say abua kwa atonso bokro ya putoja mazi afiekobi abinchi market ho nyina no Bosom Tura Bank PLC aton apete 0508 642705 0508 642705 no wanyano ene na hwebom expert in unit banking na nyama adedana kwem President Chako and President Herbal Toothpaste medical culture say adwuma no ebo no enya dansewe bi na memi di kire wo ne nyina say 25 years nie ogusu jana na so sese kwayam so twam 26 27 ogusu a ekọ nanim ne nyina no ene say wunya Chako ne bia no de fluoride no ene ade ba ko a edimu tentema ye wie no ye pɛ de real Chako nankasa na lemon mint na zinc ne de efrafra ye se wo sen ye pese ye fita wo wie pa kaka de wo ne tonkwanta amapai mo pɛ President Herbal Toothpaste no eno so canon so see a blended with green tea and herbal extras and de efrafra de ya eno so de kroya na eboa eye ewo wo sinimu eno ntimadi kaka cho se bomodin free to line no na nyema enko ye pebitu pebiton anapa ne anwumra ne twitwi ase akra ne ko school a pebitu no troubles no mu efama ne President every small matters pause near door shop imbus no ya men kojina herbal shop once and wakobusa na o na is diabetes bi teteme also be cancer hypertension UTI candidiasis body pains menstrual problem loss of appetite my gove and intimate drug by ono no de anko no no pose tonally free no so wo kwa wonim dada for aduro kop na obi anko fa de enye amfa ma pause near door shop imbus doctors na me atiase se de sayenhia no ebra cover by no kenyina anke koye to covid ni ho a ene ebegusu a sanse system ni strong wa ya de bia ntimi mfa ya fichire na ode akoto form 0246 208496 and that's 0261 388 149 ebra wo romo pharmacy herbal shop biano obenya shopping busuni bi etimi ato roasted roofing adwapano egusu di no adanse ni nyinanza sidi no apeke uru ne nationwide branch biano a 25% in chance bi a woto no yati de free so hudo ntra ni nyina ne aluminium product no papa alozen kana kwa de obi atun say yes eno nso bo adwuma yie pa me kana sa ne mama number no 0501 453 869 0544 338 042 Rosters roofing amaneye insurance shasi egugwe enua na ode egusu dada no amfrofro amfa engu uhuru frankwa ya dana senabo na basoma yen sansan Nokia Samsung iPhones no amankofo bi hihye om ho de bo adwuma kama TV no sisem bonya ne ekoi kopegboyi bo ho na ho nyefe uwie pa ne air condition no your 1.5 2.0 and 2.5 horsepower ni nyina no ebi ho charge freezer refrigerator washing machine microwave blenders Samsung and a generator CCTV camera no ndie no the function you monitor video anytime anywhere was it break kuma se ejabeju nkobata ne ba ko ho mo amonam YFM honom no eno nso bi wo ho adum old melcon kofo clinic and a new kajetia ni nyina number ne 0245 316969 0245 316969 bibini to maplas said the all sanati to bia ma so tia na etie no bia de sa tetre so se ade boni bi ana ye wo no nyanwa omunim ne hawo enu nti wo de okoye no ye so de ne gastric dodo na peptic ulcer stomach gas indigestion abusue enkobusa ansa no akoto woni obi ko yare ulcer no wonti ya wo de ne ye surprise no na to bi cha no mfa ho aseda emfa ma wo ba dum ha promise ba ebi wo ha mo monam Ashtown no wo benya the beauty pharmacy ewo ho mo enkan no obo kan shi the bita ba ko so ehya wono mo 0558 055894 and that's 0541 337 816 na no so etimi aboa Henry akoso do yase menka wo se power ne specialist herbal hospital no yade ben na afa ne future aboja no amane ko hepatitis no ya amene no kopre one ward we ne den obaje sanse wa specialize e wo ho fatty liver ene wo boyen se da bi ulcer no so hanko for fibroid kidney stone no e de SK no de abadi besia no kwan sanso ene liver care eduro no eye papa bi wo adwa so obenya bi ato ne nyina ne se wo liver ne de ho tichima pe na chese wo kwa no be ma bia be hia jirikajiri herbal mesha en capsules me se be ma bia oba enka ho eno ntibomodem na akọ Accra kwa benya ACP road power bus stop kuma se efiyase Adwaya Johnson takrade Anaji estate yene bank ne ben 0244 544 422 0200 3838 31 na nyama edida na kwam tieniye Carl Chako toothpaste Carl Chako toothpaste Samara company ne nsano adwuma eno no ka ne de wunya bia na ka body tire ene bidie no na tire se me ase pipe fita kaka bia anya yen na wo kasa so bia eni ache halitosis de ha dwun ye padine de na so ma se bi wo ho a obi antwena so emmeo be ma bi bonum kwaya che ha dwene eno ntibomodin na kopeka Chako toothpaste sa de ni nyina no ebesesa tieniye obehia number no opebi atu etimi aton 0246 864 798 0501 454 462 na no so wanya bi etimi ato super lobak makayo se uptown foods no ya bowura ho wutwam na wo hwedan no a wanhwe a obeka se da bi edan we de mewura mu a wanhwe me pia na me huska nyina se da bi o enti se de musi hu no enu nti bowura ho woni okodonkua no woni wife bi abusua no monsisem ne munkodi di uptown foods na fa ho se da e de brayen tie niye na nka chicken noodles na mrebi a atwa mu mbeto no na nka mto 160 ene 55 Ghana na nka sorted fried rice no 210 ene ya ukoto bisisi ya 99.3 100 Ghana mpo na nka sorted jollof no 210 no ene 99 toasted chicken kasepa no 180 no call for 75 Ghana uptown foods no what the cocktail mocktails area ka ho wache banku ni nyina no what the bia ka ho na fufuo papa bia we na baba eninimu me kana sa kokoma so bread filling station ho abreport there DP filling station bom so eya Hensan Estate Road go from there when it's care from and a paying patase a block house adiamra a petroleum filling station tana so a opposite apatapa junction no nyina no obehunu uptown foods and the pay bi e wo ho mo so a mobo modern e wo Kenya no Garden City University 0596 922-066 nwanya uptown foods de ne pay bi etumi edi enwumaso ne de enkofo gusua ekobi baabi a wuwie pa obi ehun say yes wa ben na wo hia nkasa no Anglican University College and Technology misiti eni Kumasi ne nkranza ye bomodem e branches ni bi e wo ho BSc physician assistantship ebi wo ho sanso na BSc nursing obetuma besua BSc information technology BSc human resource and also management BSc general management ye bi e wo ho no mo me kana sa wasi SSC ya for credit pass A1 to C6 wasi pass and fabra anase A to D CSSC no and also benya uwie pa no better subject bi te say and they will course subjects no English core mathematics ni nyina no integrated science no now they aba most one person be general certificate of education GC advanced level no shenen so be pass in 3 subjects and also nyina shen e wo ho HND ne de uwie pa na wo ko anim 10 ma true student no unfie 25 na afie obo modem e do website bakra dia what were the foreign students no yon hye papa e na de emamo eno ntimomrai na mo mesua de e we ho no mo me kana sa no obo modem a content and video no so www.angutech Edukana uwie pa ya no aka say ene mo senti also choose Angutech no expert in faculty so na industrial connections and affiliated to KNUST and UCC kan channel so wo frey 0501 358568 0505 0910 na fe 54 edi aka ho tienie na kosua de e ho na ben ho boss player Roma enyen sa.
Thank you. Baba bana siase maya yi kakra nzana. Ana namda also asem. Some go sorry na bibia ni odia. So ente wonkan njem bize bia.
Oh dem on say before to come operado me call no distress call. To House of Folk supporters.
A distress call.
Now me expanding. So I say he's worrying why clubs know everything. Yes, think I supporters about stadium, but
Okay.
Mizutu. So be back and I say abambu bi ne.
Sama wo kan.
Yawo.
Na ma ba ko nwie na be.
So so ba for ba.
Na kaze bia.
Obi abese me fa na me fa. Ah na me fa.
Abo.
Solo yankoi.
Na distress call say.
Oh, distress call. Say distress call is distress call.
So that's abambu.
And all the best here.
I say someone say the drone she say BBC I saw for friends say they drone they say now does it has a budget for this week?
And I think that
when you are given a task to perform, now amounts that's why. I just say all the two now.
Well, he seems to have given up do.
Any say on your man is our baby and aqua. Oh, nyai.
But that's my cano. MPP penny of essence come to Japan or now. We bring some answers to.
Obadian. Let's go by baby or Kobe answers. Maybe
that. The standard of our league is not bad. The marketing strategy of the GPL is fraud. Target not on point. Audience not well defined. Something is not clicking. Engineer Korea Japan. But see, the league is not, the standard of the league is not bad. But something is wrong with the marketing.
You look at the current league, I've watched a few matches. The standard is not that bad, let's be honest. There's something wrong with our marketing of the product because I've seen some of our players. I mean, be honest, I think that those guys who come from outside are not that much better. They may have a little exposure, but skill-wise, talent-wise, I've seen some very good matches locally here, in the league. And so something that we haven't done well as a country is the facility. That is wonderful stadia across the world. Stadiums now have become, it's like a family multi-purpose. It's fantastic. It's everything. If you go to the Accra Stadium, you're not likely to see pictures of a griffin or there's no museum. These are things that we should, because it's historic.
Tama, the embarrassment and disgrace Kotoko will give to us on Sunday has never happened in the history of Ghana football. Tobe will quickly pull out his investment. We will do something at Insawom. Has will not even see our boss, your own brother, Omahin Kobreja Asante.
Matisse Kotokone has a question away. Yeda Yabias, now has Fonti, for the third time, has Fonti. The more piano that Chiashetuum in the history of Ghana football, and in Guasia Kotoko, Edibe Guhasano. ABC this weekend in the history of Ghana football. Okofo Pokunti, Razak, Malam Isa, Raf Idi, Okofo Predicting in our same qua, Papa Kumina, ABC. Ana dia o ka no kwan say ye bass no omo hu bass e reba eno manum ba ko be ma ka cho because me kofeda metro ade no se bass no so e do a before ye be cross ewura Accra inside no ye be bi o Accra ne sa um she bi ho ye be ya de bi me nka da na ABC da. In fact, just say that day no at this point we should convince to say on China who are this from free team why man stress the best no we dey be dwane o na America o Ghana Sunday we
Entitama o say Sunday mu wi a stress na to be komu no encouragement ni na say be a onye no ni sika say audition house no on twin because house na gasa no etiti to be too much na me kwasiada na omdi ni nyina so say Tuesday has birthday.
Say after game no.
Tuesday Sunday Tuesday no enti em say omu we dia na che say no ntitama we dey ma me fa we ntwato na yenko. Kotoko is to use the proceeds from the sale of Abro, Kamara and Pitamini Aqua to finance the stay of Samba O'Neal. Latest about hono.
Azenze.
Omu say Samba eda sujina 5,000. Kamara any abroad na 4,000. Ena Aminu Aqua dey one day wakacho me say one day he wants to move on. Na wa pino so say Kotoko person mo ton general only problem. But say offer no good.
No be abaso or penana.
We say last season deal be from Germany by and I got phone cars and call more 1 season more on me. Enti ono na open side on the makotoko phone. Enti that I don't know, but koto company for no say obeko free there. Any general no person moton and also okay some beton na problem. Now the editing said omo who said paying $5,000 for samba for ABA $1,000 a month.
How much?
And na samba so beji bosumi aketua no. Sisi omo tua no 1,500 or 2,000.
Na kotoko se.
Na kotoko ejina 3,000.
No me dey no mutimi tua se.
Yawa. Enunti na omo decide say sanete dia. Ene abro ne camera no ka ombeton wo mo in January no. Na ko omo de ama we atena captain no atena.
Enya kotoko for asem no. Memfa asem.
Dey yetete no.
Aha. The mango emetete almost any abasa.
They keep one no. And hoping say so peninsula or meet me by that time or one more season can on. Not or meet me at the generity.
I want to say and Biana and Coesa.
Oh, say
how can you do this?
Oh, say initially no, not the generals you say no, not the players no. Omon Peninsula to even come on the discussion table can no Peninsula. I feel na sentiasie
they will play for you for 6 months
and then go free.
But they will play football for you.
But doesn't want to lose them for free. So what I say, and Omo Jidi say if they can meet Samba 5,000 now, Samba will stay. It is if Samba will stay there. Other than I say others no person omo kwa. Yan to omo no monko. Na yen kwese bit ma convince Samba na come next day.
We got a company for.
Tama discussion e koso bi no.
Okay.
This who there say ye can say ye. Who say na no ye be kan say no mo so mo na eno so ye ya but e kire be say afi na.
Emu dia na me na one was abesesa no. One was abesesa because you see one. When I say players ball last 6 months, Mawaya na nyeri. You know, say if you want to do the right mathematics, what these 3 players will give you in the 6 months preceding the end of a league. Because these are very key players of the team. And John Manako said in January, or money at the Atuaweka. As if said 3 players no more condia. They should be all starters of the team.
But
so maybe if they leave in January, no. The absence of these 3 players, but to do that C7 to league.
No. So win for would be where investing.
But you can't replace quality players in January. I'm going to say discussion but if you sit at the board of Kotoko, say over 3 key players are called because of 1 player.
Not necessarily because of 1 player, because you don't want to lose them. Meanwhile, I'm on the 4 no, but I could better person would keep you at all cost.
Trent Arnold, one more Liverpool, I'm not nearly Ganzano. Position or bono, you know, you see the problem there. So yeah, there be a man who has a bono is he can't go into nearby. When you keep them till the rest of where I can and go for the 10,000, 100,000 one to Tomako. So if you're able to keep them, not say
no lose 100,000 no. And so you eventually lose them.
But their presence can give you a good position in the league, which eventually will give you money.
Tama scanner will turn move trainer will be good position in the league no give you.
Anyway,
I'm saying all those analysis no Uji league na sana abenya as compared to say omukwa de obenya meanwhile we are on the call obesan pay sika their 2 players. So that's the kind of
why na dey jaw ze tongo to players mom.
Also why na dey
ebusa sa kwazo. So who at all has contracted by for to sell to players for them?
Na me see me ton.
Na dey okay is all now ton. Ba for a year captain. Omo me you o manonga hinti. Ni man for go better I say I'm selling 3 players in January. January na league competition no more den. Your 3 key players. Me who say BS we are grada. And about for example, in January you said 3 key players because their contract will end by the end of Tino. As if competition is not over.
Or see, what about if the players got injured within that 6 months. I think I agree with you. Timers should understand that.
If they got injured, what kind of argument on
life goes on.
Then Liverpool boy
so there's a permutation.
You won't do that. You won't do that. Say players all the 3 players will get injured. All the 3 players will get injured.
You can keep him no prayer.
No.
Until winning the basic Trentino. Now, what the chances that will be me a for free, so you look at all those.
But I'm saying
so that you don't lose the player and the money at the same time.
Football boardroom, no. They are thinking may not be the same as here. Yeah, they say Amorim Gatre, Sean Dyke. Say, oh, pandit, it was a pandit, any thing. But my players me and Sako because they say they are going and to keep one player anyway. Captain.
Miko two every House of Folk spokesperson as a communication manager no Kwame Oparado. Also, a true growth of a club can only happen when supporters fully back their teams. So to a quote I made it and I think I agree with him 100%. Now I can't say Mr. Pukunti maybe a said the biggest sponsor of Asante Kotoko is the supporters. So supporters decide to come to the stadium. The clubs tend to do well in terms of almost finances. Just imagine say Kumasi Sports and Accra Sports 40,000 capacity now supporters 20,000 or more every match. Which means almost finances very good, so they can attract the best of players, whether in Ghana here or even outside Ghana. But when the supporters fails to do that, it becomes a problem. So me can't wait from the background say, but who say I but some line myself with Communal Japan, opening Communal Japan, someone walk and say the standard of your league, and yet all that bad. At least they want to know. But and correspond with the patronage from the supporters now, how they go to the stadium. Now, no question that I drew Baba Sports Stadium. I felt sad about Asante Kotoko numbers at New Stadium. Well, Ubeka said Kotoko no more coming from a game is a disastrous call. I want free Morocco. Even though I don't tend to agree with supporters, a true supporter of a club. Send team ko lose ti ebia yen support mo me ka we because yana me de what happens elsewhere example even though you know but I always encourage supporters as open at the end of the year. It doesn't matter the score line beba and so show support because for example you know but me example Manchester United said they now almost enjoy at the apex of the Premier League or more G League or more BBR was Manchester United or more drop away because you could clearly see say team no perform but it has not affected our finances. At the point that Manchester United continue to be the biggest club in terms of clubs attractive sponsorship in the Premier League, even though they were not winning the league. I enjoy how and I'm absolutely flow.
You see, we take things for granted. The ordinary football supporter has become very sophisticated. Nti ye di jana atena ho the Manchester example ya o mai enye se no obi adana na supporters no deba o e binu madwuma the supporters knew what was going on on say Radcliffe no obey just one statement obey can say ba ko pe about Amorim say we are the boardroom, we are convinced with what he's doing. The pundits can go on. I'm saying that they are statements, they are efforts. Among supporters, say a woman said your man say you know the habit time because they were not in the best of shapes.
Of course.
But consistently, no. Then come say that you way a period being a womb, through concerted once obia and omono a basana still. I say a peer day, but your mom hope so. That the call about the 100%
agree with the obi ohwa ebia enye by words by actions. For example,
me nka words so.
Me na me kan say hebe there na wo dey example no. Hebe aside omo ye no na osan we're strong when it comes to convincing the supporters or talking to the
that
supporters.
That time, supporters are sophisticated to send it.
Yes, that good.
Today, go for options.
But for example,
go for options.
Young for House of Folk. This is a club, a J Africa. No mutual no national lottery park is one park and Koye. Ubi Akoa, who come on the house you train here. We are disappointed. How? In the House of Folk can move on. In terms of facilities, so House of Folk only do Ghana ha. Only one of the teams almost everything. House of Folk and they misoto and no more my indication actually say team no prepared to go on top. Now they are not getting the result as they used to have during those years that House of Folk are unstoppable. But any more it will get us there. So I think a proper football team. These are some of the things that you express on me to my.
Supporters only on my yard,
I want to believe the supporters.
One they should.
Proud of
they
it.
should be in sync with you.
And I want to believe they are proud of it.
Is that what they want to the club to be now? Is that what they want?
It should be.
And
they're not supporters.
No, you should see what's on the
House of Folk. They are come with bragging case here. Any need to be mine. Any facilities on way. They are proud of it. Supporters are very proud. But but about 80 to 90% of House of Folk supporters are proud of that magnificent facilities. So the question is, I'm looking at the supporters' behavior. And then I'm corresponding with them going to the park.
I just said there is a gap. There's a problem.
So where do we? And I'm going to say, maybe that's what I can say.
80% now can or more bragging. They want something more than that.
That is maybe result.
Maybe I know the only they can see
maybe result.
But that is not what they want.
Maybe result. They want to see House of Folk come back to the old in House of Folk. But it will come through a effort. So it's just a matter of time. That is why I make us episode 2. Come up around look like episode 2 because the clubs are doing a lot. May come to me use House of Folk because of Nakasa. If you come to Kotoko or more there, other clubs they will see so many now make effort. I think supporters no. I say omo e chassie e kopak e so mo chassie e hu say de omo woni e no na ye highway na bringing it e say supporters no say e say proud of your clubs you woni at the least e say ye chassie
what be actually there ba
one kind of one
is fine but they feel that the supporters are not respected and no man no jum like the days of Isaac Cohen and no man no jum on say ade a won fan kan wasem no we feel say today our views are not even considered we take decisions
maybe in another time no obeboy with those views are my expression
and about me can do other
because maybe so you to me say sans o mo kan nyina no I say o maka we so to no credit because now lately they met with Tobe and House of Folk board.
Now we
went there.
As friend paying for
management House of Folk supporters manage club no. They should also accept the team no move from baby first. No we enjoy
where when you abra we I'm telling you that ubetima ayo bi papa bi we say why are there but jogos ya go be say why be ama
but
we are just one.
But I don't know that
their views are not respected.
Reality and neighbor House of Folk today.
So unfortunately, they have not accepted. That's why they are not going.
Problem. Thank you very much.
That's why they are not going.
And that they are getting it wrong. But that's what I say House of Folk supporter. Maybe I catch that also. You know, because it happens everywhere. Ask now, supporter country say ask now. Your views, your into because some crown came take a decision and the supporters follow no more.
Omo ga say omo ga say omo ba board meeting na monti obi o. That's why you go and ask them. That is what I'm talking about now. We have a long way to go. You do stakeholder analysis. We back up and say you say now visit Pobima should be enough. Yet why Pobima why we nye
Definitely.
say
supporters no club
their views are not respected.
And what are those who are going
they be won't me
or the Obama they
want some can almost questions.
No matter suggestion about. So the door
no bed my time.
Kabra Japan and some are working to. I don't know Busa. So Tumbacho sir on my day broadcasting right among me. Your friends say Adisa for no. You go much in the moment.
Adisa say.
So sir idea of the young team about 7 because you carry news any Sunday man. Me TV that will be you.
So can use.
That's why because as you go match on the moment.
There no news in the no order though. And I do my building close to 30 years. 30 years now where you better.
But the whole idea they be say ya. And now come Japan can I can't you. If you are marketing your league, time audience will fear bit me. When you a lot of eyeballs. We'll see news until on farm.
And you know see
we are forced to.
Let me I have a problem when people want to blame them.
That's all kind.
That's
why because
I'm here sure say some be dey say mfama oma me can't just say born on so you should have asked them say you are king with your news at 7 at the end mama there na
the organizer have to have a second look at that aspect because it is not helping our cause at all. That aspect may enjoy omonia kakra omoye. But at that time,
we are very discerning fans. Yes, we all have brains.
Okay. Oh, nobody say only. But
so never say I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Sir.
No to. Nyamene bofo. Me to the. Coach Karim Zito din sembia tuja. About the ambition of Kotoko, which is winning the league. So two, number one, I am so happy when Coach Karim Zito Kasa na umeki points ne clear. No two one say, Afino as Antuko the Kwechita for him said, as I say, Oji League ni we are or Sande Kotoko Africa. The African Bebaso is a league Jenny Basso. I'm to league Jenny Bebaso, best started question the brown and hard to folk Bababo. I've really watched the hard to folk team and I've also watched the Santico team. Miltu is going to be an interesting game, Yami Aduma Sunday. I think, sir, we will be when you Ghana football one match when you can see a cancer be breached once and what the Aqua decided so call her body. Go to me in terms of key positions and battles are Yefshewo Park so no match we are setting up party amaye. It would have been awesome if a player like Albert Amwa was around. Nanki share Albert and you be there or CB. Go to Osebia has been in a wonderful form for her to focus in this season. Na Ayako say imprebebre no imprebebre to Eya na ask no kotoko no bo sem from so ketu abia ba bebo. Now said your mama, I have Brant fan of CSB. But if you've been watching him, he's been solid. And it looks like applause as well CSB as a defender. No, to on said then ya applause names to as a winner. Now, as Antico could play a fan morphine donzu, but to buy when ya she go. Emma Santico. But a Brant any mass signals bia say Otoko so sa. Obetimi asan your mama asante kotoko kakra. And I think as a sempeni for ne kasa on maintaining his calmness. Oto nyina na brabo ne tu kwan ko bi ma so eya ne ho priense ye be bibi ntem, especially when it comes to footballers. Now, if you've watched those who are to minka ha many nka kwam things all side wa ya bro 10 e o matches wa bo e de ama asante kotoko. Now, as a player tire outsider, he raised questions about his movement. He raised questions about his eagerness. Once I got Kone work no she go side go back. Got Kone go stars and look at bear 5. And at this weekend, last weekend, got Kone match or movie almost say Caroline or sign offside. I think they need to talk to him to remain a bit calm away anymore. Asa no ho pre no ntem no.
Usually coaches no mo handle strikers no.
Coach ko ni bi say na coaches miensa na e ho na.
There should be somebody dealing with the strikers so.
And I think some general coaches.
But one will almost yes sessions now.
You say Coach Karim Zito.
Manchester did not pass now. Gabriel Heinz.
Yeah.
When you are watching them, you see the defensive mindset of the defenders. So you need some also good, but when time on lines.
Yes.
So also be said that we are be that.
I said no preno.
And I make we are be that and when to move. Now you can see me as some Gambeka. I was on Daniel outside.
The
who's the piano? The new goalkeeper, not the last man, also. So somebody should teach him that art.
Because
on one the way you don't even know the abano.
Maybe when they say, "Hey, I hope pray,"
and then also be manager.
That's
a delay in
and also communication.
Say no one away anymore. It's not the constant factor.
He's a target man.
Make a man no more than answer. Albert Amu, I'm not offside. Then you the same methods. Teachers on a problem. To be chance at Tobo, there be a line, so somebody should teach him.
Because no to answer,
he was an almost true. Trek a crowd.
When you do an hiding.
I say, and then to say Halan, Mongo Trina. Halan will be Angel Murray.
You know, I can't
head off with them is on to me. Sunday in the
yes, ne work. Is it the after
no free hand?
Guinea. On the aqua can you go
15 men away?
Half year.
No ball or ball, and it was no preparedness.
But I think I had your bound preparing more.
Okay. Well, also, also prove point.
Sometimes my shining matches not taught to us.
Prove point.
And I said, no preno no. Say about ball no say be I bought strike and control on chairman strikers and coumbra no on your ball. You do baby a pass more being said because when you said go you see Ebra Peter ball there said he was the first person to go and pick the ball and a son lay in the back and son a ball when you said to Ama when you said a cross from Peter to set for set to put the ball at the back of the net baby your T ball no son was striking you or crack or tries or no 10 year ball the last ball or the man Peter say go you see he realized that he cannot score just so Piamo be said
no sir
into Ushasa total contribution to the team now but the aqua can say to offside the bar you lose possession because ball now can kuta on anka or the goal no you bet ya to our opponent so no mebo so I think someone need to talk to you and also to match be say bar you bet Saka is the biggest game why is Saka yes he's the one starting because Kwame Poku said that enough training sir into one ever start and I said Sibe any those who be an interest once you want Sibe Mukwala anybody who Sibe Kwame Poku Sibe Albert Amoa meaning na akwa as a players no e do be no me chia for Sibe sus kakra
okay
because Mukwala and Sibe ko ball pass or far ko say Kwame Poku so ayi bi and Albert Amoa so ayi bi they say those who Sibe and that is going to be an interesting one where the match is set up. Yes, and
there's a time for Edu Heba Hospital. Edu Heba Hospital, Dr. Adu Mohammed and Nina Pamfo. Any palm there by Jasona, yes,
Dr. Otiana.
Of course, on the Bia.
I was said I was teaching Mike, you know.
Say,
money, yes,
so Dr. Owen, if I know you know, Dr. Betty.
Doctor do it, yeah, udeni.
And you went up to me. Possible to you, a brother Dr. Do Eddie versus SMB test. Sanko forces the idea, a monk of 4 I think, and some big Zadiano. Bruni, where I was there, or my young man to me, and said Dr. Bano, yes, I do idea. Is you trying to man, the gun, and you not need to be. We saw to Edu about and a man, Edu about to me, and no man can see Buffy Room. And a central regions and Odoko official town Accra and I'm so to your Dr. Dika Casim. What you want him no kai? Question be able to be able to answer
Benjamin Sari or Yona Beda.
Dr. Do are they not or call Japan?
You miss me. Oh, the young one.
And you know, Japan. Yes, don't book on the 9 for 10 for something.
9th or 10th.
Say game 14th. You 20 no time where edu eba hospital dia. Obia ngbo obodi last time omobi no omo fa matam we. Next time we ko time na ho no enye edu eba hospital time we dey say ba. Edim so kasa kire omo no mu ni. No mzeto entino Dr. Du etenase ene na doctor for tenase a omo pe nura ebeboa nura ebema nipa ho ton. De be ka che ozem so utiska ko to ade ato ade pa na se ade no so ode ekoye na se ode ko sayade na se yade no so tu ekọ a na omammo etito ko magazine ba fi kroma doctor ka na me kan se da no question bi abuso busa no was stroke ne sanyedin nanya ne se ube hunu se o yade na ba na beto na montem na duwa ni ache edu eba hospital so to people no bia na sikasem nti enko ba Dr. Dube catch us say braho o on hihye ya say stroke a e kon be fa so a